Okay, just let me get started here. Consistent with the governor's orders suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, this meeting will be conducted by remote participation to the greatest extent possible. The public may not physically attend this meeting, but every effort will be made to allow the public to view or listen to the open session portion of the meeting in real time. Persons who wish to do so invited to watch open session portion of the media on your local community media, okay, or let me see, they can go, I don't have the HTTP, okay, anyways, it will be made available to your local community. With that, open the meeting. We have two items on the agenda to discuss the budget shortfall and to vote on the new budget. Gary, you're here. Do you have anything to say from Wenham?
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Karen for the service she's given us over the years. But as you may know, I'm the single selectman currently in Wenham.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt you for a second? Because I don't know you, so the people watching this won't know you.
Yeah,
either.
so Gary
Telling us
Cheeseman.
who you are?
Yeah, Gary Cheeseman, chairman of the Wenham Select Board.
Thank you.
All right, so currently I'm the single selectman, having had two other resignations, but we have a special election tomorrow. So the quorum will be reestablished with two selectmen. Our next meeting is on Tuesday, and on Tuesday on the agenda will be a vote for Wenham to disengage from the Eastern Essex and move to the Cape Ann district as far as veteran services are concerned. So again, say thank you to Karen, and that's where we stand. I know Tom Younger, our interim town administrator, is giving you unofficial updates, but as of Tuesday evening, it will be official.
So,
Sorry, Linda.
Bob, may I ask him a question?
Sure.
So, Mr. Cheeseman, nice to meet you. I'm Linda Alexson,
Yeah.
Chair of the Ipswich Select Board. Would you mind just giving us a brief, summary of why?
Yeah, I think it got down to from the select position of cost. Now, I know all our towns are challenged, and we looked around and saw a opportunity to reduce our costs by about 30%.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right, Gary, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And sorry to sign off, but I'm right here at the fire department, you may see, and another meeting as well.
Understood.
So,
Okay.
all right.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much. And thank you again to Karen. All right.
Good luck.
All right. Good night.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Linda, for reminding me. The public is watching. I forget sometimes. Okay, again, we're going to discuss the budget shortfall, and because of Wenham, you heard Wenham is leaving the district. So because of that, we have to decide what we're going to do with the budget. The budgets by the towns have been signed, sealed, and delivered. And so this could cause a little, I think if we, well, anyways, moving forward, we've got about a $28,000, $27,000 shortfall if Wenham leaves. Well, they're going to leave. Karen, Karen Summit, can you give us, as the treasurer, some where we would be standing?
Sorry, I was having a problem unmuting. Well, basically, we would have to cut that from the budget because I don't think we can reassess towns. So we would have to either, cut from the budget, or we have, retained earnings of almost $75,000. We could, vote to cut some things, partially fund some things from that. It looks like we have about $60,000 left in our budget for this year. Karen Tyler could probably speak better as to, any surpluses in this year's budget. She's the one that spends it. But, basically it's up to the board to decide to cut it out altogether, cut nothing, and fund it all through the retained earnings or somewhere in the middle?
Bob, may I ask a question? I'm seeing that we just got an email at 6:30 with the financial stuff. Did I miss an email earlier this week with that information? Or was that just sent a few minutes ago?
Karen said that. Tyler. Whoops.
Yeah, so I looked at, I thought I sent it earlier in a different
Okay.
email, but looking back through my sent items in the Outlook, I'm not seeing that it went through. So it's the first email that has it on it, but I do have it ready and I can put it up on the screen.
Yeah, it's just, it's hard to come into a meeting when we're going to be, discussing this stuff. I like to prepare for meetings ahead of time. And if I can't, I'm just seeing the stuff now. So it's just kind of difficult to do that and, vote on lots of money changes without really having even a half an hour to look at the materials before the meeting. So that's kind of my dilemma here. But we can go forward. I just wanted to put that out there that, getting an email at 6:30 for a 6:30 meeting with documents that we should be familiar with before the meeting is just kind of difficult.
Yeah, I don't think that was the intent.
No, I know. I'm not saying it was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm in a tough position because I really like to look at the stuff at least before the
Yeah.
meeting.
Of course.
Okay.
Would we like to take 15 minutes offline and study the documents and, stay online and then just give everyone some time to
Yeah.
check them?
I
Would that
think-
make sense, Linda?
Yeah, well, why don't we just go forward? I don't want to hold everybody up, but I just want, in the future, we really need to get these documents for meetings, at least a day or two ahead of time.
Oh, Bob, are you talking?
No, I'm all set. I just wanted to put that out there that in the future, if we could please get the materials, at least a day or two ahead, that would be really appreciated.
Yeah,
Karen Tyler, can you give us some background on what the scenarios are for what we can do for the shortfall?
are you talking to,
I'm sorry, Karen Tyler.
Oh. Gosh, sorry, I have two dogs. Okay, so basically, like Karen Summit said, oh gosh, Justin, can you take care of the dogs, please?
And it sounds like you have some devil dogs in your house tonight.
My daughter just walked in, so
Wow.
yeah, I'm like, oh, perfect timing. Sorry about that. Well, like Karen Summit said, with Wenham leaving, it's about $28,000. We do have the money in the retained earnings and also the surplus that we talked about the last budget meeting, where we had discussed, whether or not to hold on to it or to return it to the towns or whatnot. And so we do have the opportunity, since we haven't done anything with that money yet, to use this towards, keeping the assessments the same and, continuing the organization as it is for this FY22.
So what we would do, what the suggestion is to take money out of the retained earnings. Correct, Karen Summit, and then put this forward into the budget so as we could sustain the FY22 budget.
I think it's an excellent idea because we all got our budgets made.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go, it's only going to be a nightmare at town meeting to change something like this. we got a year to react to when I'm leaving. So we take this money, use it, I think it's appropriate use of the money and just go forward for next year and we plan for next year. That's just my opinion.
And then looking down the road, we can address during the year what we have to do in order to look at FY '23.
I mean, and then in regards to this year, I am going to make sure that I keep everything as tight as it can be. I'm gonna pull up the budget versus actuals, and there are some savings in there that I think will be available at the end of the year. So
Karen, I have a question. Do you or Kathy get any of your benefits from Wenham?
no,
So no health insurance, life insurance, or anything like that?
no.
Okay. All right. For some reason, I was thinking that you did, but I could have been mistaken.
We did, I think, either a year or two ago, but right now, Kathy gets her benefits through Ipswich, and I get mine through Newbury.
All right.
Oh,
So there's no issue with Wenham in that respect then. Okay.
No, it's going to be a clean break.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
yes.
Okay. So in just looking at some of these line items, you take, for instance, education, they canceled the, well, we can start at the top. So the accounting.
What page are you on?
Okay, I'm on the budget versus actuals.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you guys can see that.
Mhm.
So starting with the accounting software, I was able to negotiate with QuickBooks and got about a $400. We're gonna get a year of QuickBooks for $377. So I was able to reduce that. So then with education, there's going to be another savings. There is no conference, so we have another $630 there. Our retirement has already been paid in full, so we have an addition about $700 there. If we have no need for the legal services, we have close to $1,700 there, the $1,683. Network technology, I'm looking at probably about $150. And then travel, there's probably going to be another, I don't know, $2,200 or so. So I think that even this year, I think that we're going to be able to roll over, at least like $5,000 or so. So, that can help.
So how much money would we need to take out of the retained earnings?
Well, keep in mind that we had budgeted about $4,000 in the fiscal 21 budget, but based on what Karen said, it doesn't seem like we will need that.
Okay.
Okay. And it sounds like we might even have, a little bit more of a surplus. So, basically, we would need to, I guess we would need to, take out Wenham's share unless there are any other areas in the fiscal 22 budget that Karen thinks, would have any flexibility.
So the 22 budget, again, the biggest piece, I run a pretty tight budget. And so I think that one of the biggest kind of unknowns is I do not have the exact assessment for our cost for the health insurances. So we did a 7% increase on the health insurance, but you know, going back to the towns to find out what their actuals are going to be is something that we can look at.
Linda, do you know what Ipswich's is?
I do not off the top of my head now.
I know ours was quite a bit less than 7% in Rowley.
Yeah, I don't recall, but Karen, Karen Tyler, you could probably just call upstairs tomorrow to Sarah. She'll probably have that number.
Yep.
And Karen, did you budget the actual or the discounted rate for Essex Regional?
The actual,
Okay.
not the discounted.
Yeah.
And I think this is very generous of her, but I don't even, I don't know. Eileen, who is the minutes taker, who has, so that's the line item, the salary for, and it was increased to $1,200. You know, she was saying that she could volunteer her time doing the minutes, because I was really looking through each, you know, and that was unsolicited. She was just like, you know, that she loves, you know, she loves this meeting. It's one of her favorites, and that she, you know, said that she would continue doing that. I mean, I don't know, but everything has been kind of, I've done the decreases any place that I saw that I might be able to. So that's kind of where we are.
With the decreases
Mhm.
that you just mentioned,
Yep.
and Wenham pulling from the district, how much money will we required to fund the budget to going into FY22?
Well, basically, you're going to have to fund the gap by Wenham. Whether or not you end up spending all of that is really, you know, an accounting thing. So basically, if you vote to transfer Wenham's share from retained earnings, and maybe cut down a few things from the budget, if you don't spend that money, it goes back to retained earnings.
And what I heard is that, there's some savings of $4,000 or $5,000, which is about what we were taking. So I'm hearing that it's about the equivalent of Wenham's share that we'll have to fund from retained earnings, $25,000, $26,000. Is that right?
Yes.
So.
But it's not like if the board authorizes you to transfer that money from retained earnings and you don't spend it, it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes back into retained earnings. So, if you agree in principle that you want to fund the whole thing through retained earnings, basically, if you don't spend it, then, you still have it at the end of the year.
We're trying to make an estimate of where we're going to be, but in effect, these cost savings and these things that Linda is speaking, Karen is speaking to, are a bit, we have to see how they pan out over the next couple of months. But in effect, we're going to be, our expenses are going to exceed our costs by about $26,000. So
yes.
But thank you, Karen. I think that's a pretty clear snapshot.
Yeah, I agree. So what was the total of Wenham's share?
It's 26,896.29.
Okay. Well, we could certainly cover it from retained earnings for the coming year, as was mentioned earlier. And that still leaves a sizable amount in that account.
Yes.
And then we would have to make a decision on how going forward for FY '23, how we're going to go forward from that point and look at the budget very seriously.
Right.
Yeah, do we want to pass that cost on to the towns, or how are we going to provide services? So I think that's that's a meeting for another day. But right now, how does the board feel about the shortfall with to do it this way by going into retained earnings and to fill the budget gap?
I have no problem with it.
I would support that.
So would I.
I would support it as well.
Mike, Doug?
Being that this is the last minute thing that's happened, then sure, I mean, it's there for that reason.
Exactly.
And I would say that we should do that.
I agree with Doug. You know, it's not a rainy day fund, but it does give you options.
Well, it is a rainy day.
Yeah,
You're telling me.
yeah, this is the rainy day in some. So with that, do I have a motion to go into the retained earnings and to provide the $26,829, if that is correct number, to?
So-
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Mike, and I
I
have,
will second that.
is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor with a roll call vote, can you do the roll, Linda?
I'll start with you, Bob Snow,
Yes.
Doug Dawes,
Sorry.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Mike Flynn,
Yes.
Bob James,
Yes.
and Linda Alexson is a yes.
Well.
Did I
motion
miss
passed.
anybody? I've had a habit of doing that lately.
Good job. Anyways, okay, so that is how we're going to do it going forward, and otherwise it would be a complete nightmare to pass this on to the towns and change the budget, and we all know is what it would be like. So
It wouldn't be worth it.
no, it wouldn't be. So
Can I ask the $1 million question, since
Sure.
we're all here? Is anyone else contemplating leaving the district?
Not that I've heard of.
no.
No?
So I think that's it. We've done everything that we needed to do tonight. So I thank you for your time in such a short notice. I'm sorry, Karen, Tyler?
Oh, I was just wondering, could I say something?
Sure. I just wanted to thank everybody. And with that, I'm going to turn over to Karen, then we'll go for an adjournment, I think.
Terrific. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all. You guys have been really supportive of the office, me, Kathy, and I just want you to know that we're really appreciative of it. And it doesn't go unnoticed, that you have our backs when we need it, and you guys have really done everything that you can, as things come up, unexpected things come up, you've rolled with the punches and, made sure that our veterans are taken care of, and, we keep the operation rolling at 100%. So, so thank you. Also, I wanted to apologize for not having the financials out earlier. It was my mistake. I thought they did. I usually try to, you know, in the past, I've gotten them out to you
Yeah.
earlier. So I'll take, you know, responsibility for that. That was my mistake. So I apologize.
That's okay. I just wanted to throw that out there because I hadn't had a chance to look at it. And
Yeah.
anyway, but that's fine. No worries. I know you do a great job, and I do appreciate. Usually, you know, we do get the stuff in advance, and I know that. But so
But
It's
thank you.
it's budget season. All our nerves are frayed, okay? So,
Motion to adjourn?
do I have a motion? I seem to have a motion from Mike to adjourn. Do I have a second?
just before that, can you guys all get your reviews to me if you haven't already, please?
I
Yeah, I
promise.
sent mine to you, Linda.
Yes, I got that.
Okay.
So if you haven't done it yet, as soon as you can, we'll get Mike and get on that
I will.
process.
Mike, I got a motion from you. Do I have a second?
I'll
Second,
second.
Second from Mike Flynn, I believe, or Bob. Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Okay,
Adjourn.
Bob Snow,
Yes.
Mike Doyle,
Yes.
Doug Dawes,
Cause I.
Mike Flynn,
yes.
Bob James,
Yes.
and Linda Alexson is a yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. I want to thank you all for the short notice. Mike, you get better, okay?
I will.
Don't touch that mulch.
Yeah.
Good health, Mike. Good